It's time now for our exclusive conversation with the CEO of YouTube. His name is Neal Mohan. He stepped into the job earlier this year. It's a critical job and a critical moment for the company, which is part of Google. This is his first TV interview as CEO, and he talked about making tough calls on content and what safety means to him since so many kids spend so much time on the platform.
Neal Mohan.
Nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you.
We met the CEO of YouTube somewhere you might not expect, at the United Nations General Assembly, where in fact his presence does make a certain amount of sense.
If users of YouTube were a country unto themselves, I think it'd be the biggest country in the world.
You know, we have a couple billion users that come to our platform on a regular basis and tens of millions of creators.
Does that leave you feeling on some level like a kind of world leader?
No, the metaphor that I like to use is my job is to build the stage.
That stage is so large, it's hard to fathom. More than 80% of Americans say they use YouTube, a searchable buffet of not just America's, but humanity's many talents and interests, from ant farms to ziplining, watched for 194 hours a year by the average user. And walking through the company's offices in New York, it's hard to imagine this $29 billion a year business began with a single grainy upload.
You recognize this video?
Yeah.
Cool thing about these guys is that they have really long fronts.
You know, I've watched this video at least dozens and dozens of times, and every time I watch it, it gives me goosebumps because it reminds me of where YouTube came from.
So what has YouTube become? What is YouTube?
You know, in some senses, we're exactly the same as where that video started. We are a place where our objective, our mission is to give everyone a voice and show them the world.
There are some people in this world you would not love to have a bigger voice, and other things in this world you don't necessarily want to show to everyone. And that's where this job gets a little bit tough, I would imagine.
Whenever a decision comes up to me, it's typically a trade-off between two bad choices. Otherwise, the decision would have been made somewhere else in the organization.
Yeah.
And my number one responsibility is keeping our ecosystem of creators, viewers, all of our partners safe on YouTube. And I put that above anything else that we do.
Including profit?
That is the North Star by which we govern all of our actions.
Safety.
Safety of our ecosystem, of our creators, our viewers.
But if safety is priority number one, perfecting the algorithm that recommends videos isn't far behind.
Your experience with YouTube, almost by definition, is going to be different than mine.
And what better way to get to know the new CEO of YouTube than to look at his YouTube homepage?
I got some music here. I got an Ohtani video. I'm a sports fan.
Sports guy. Who's
I
gonna
have
win
a
the Cy
bad back, so I got some stretching videos.
I love that. You can learn
knows
so
me.
much about a person based on their recommendations.
But those recommendations, which drive most of the views on YouTube, have also stirred concern that they don't just reflect interest, but actually develop them, pulling an already divided America further apart.
Is the algorithm contributing to that divide by pushing people into like-minded silos?
A big part of what we have to do is make it so that the content that you're consuming, the videos you're watching, are interesting to you. But more importantly, there's been a lot of third-party research that's been done that's kind of debunked that.
So if somebody comes to YouTube and they're on a journey toward radical points of view, you're saying that they're on that journey independent of YouTube. YouTube is not feeding them videos that walk them down that path.
Every viewer's journey on our platform is there, so I don't want to speak to anybody's individual experiences on the platform. But what we endeavor to do is give them personalized recommendations, but we raise up content from authoritative sources when users are looking for news information. And third-party researchers have shown that we're not leading people down those paths.
With all that in mind, Mohan recently decided YouTube would once again allow videos that make false claims of fraud in past presidential elections.
Just like it happens in town hall meetings or at a campaign rally, politicians say a lot of things when they are making their case to the public, And we want to be a platform where that type of discourse is allowed. And ultimately, it's up to our viewers to judge whether that candidate is ultimately worthy of their vote or not.
In the meantime,
we're giving people around the world the ability to bring their dreams to life on screen.
the company is focused on winning the battle for users. Last week, it announced several new features, including artificial intelligence-powered audio translation and superimposed backgrounds on YouTube Shorts. And with the help of a product manager, Mohan showed us a new app called YouTube Create.
You can edit the video, you can add captions to the video.
While hardly a revolution in technology, it's another sign YouTube intends to be just about all things to all users.
You really do seem to do it all, right? There is a social media element. There's kind of a media company element. There's kind of a cable company element. What industry are you in?
The way I would describe it is we are in the creator economy business. I mean, ultimately, we do two things. We help creators find an audience, and then we help creators earn a living on our platform. And that's our mission, and that's the way that we think about our business.
That's Neal. It's a very big job. I mean, YouTube is trying to be all things video, whether it's long video, short video, official videos, professional, big legacy media videos, little independent creators. I mean, anything you're watching on a screen, they want to be the ones serving it up, their platform.
Does he have kids in his house? Because I'm curious about...
Yes. So he's got a 15-year-old,
yeah.
he's got a sixth grader, and a fourth grade girl. The fourth grader is still on YouTube Kids, and I asked him straight up, like, can you assure parents that YouTube is safe for kids? And the proof is that his own kids are on there, all three of them. However, he does use the parental controls, which he recommends.
Yeah, so when he was making the example of a town hall, being able to allow people to speak, you know, in regards to your question about what's allowed.
Can you lie?
I whispered out loud, oh, that's different. But as he continued to talk, I changed my tune because a town hall in a small town, that will influence those people there.
Right.
The same way, if you scale that out on YouTube, you allow all of the voices to be heard, it can impact the world. And there lies the gray area.
Yeah, there goes the gray area. I mean, you know, basically, bottom line, who decides what is on YouTube at the end of the day? It's not a government. It all comes up to Neal Mohan. That's the guy. So it was great to meet him. I have to say, he's been in a job.
But it seems like it's in good hands.
It's in good hands. Yeah, I was going to say, he's been in a job for 6 months. He'd been part of YouTube for a much longer period than that. He was a deputy to Susan Wojcicki, and someone's got to do the job. I feel pretty good about Neal Mohan doing it.
It's a great responsibility.
Yeah, it's a big one. We've got more on this conversation, by the way. You can probably find it on YouTube, I'm guessing. On AI, regulation.
Or CBS Mornings website. That's good, too.
And YouTube and kids. So check it out.